Hello there. Hope everyone's okay. Hope this time I've remembered to unmute the camera system. Very important. Didn't do that last time on the Tuesday one. Happily chatted away for about 10 minutes and didn't know about it. Someone had to phone me up to let me know. Loads of messages coming through. I hope everyone's okay. A quick hello to everyone. Hi, Bobby G. Good to see Chris Firth. How are you? Mystery Box Nick. How you doing, Nick? Dave, good to see you, matey. Joe, of course. Um, Sam, the stop motion man, shout out, please. I'm a huge fan. And you're all the way over in Canada. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Ian, hi, how you doing? Wonderful to see you all. Slightly chaotic start to the evening. I've been over the launch or pre-launch video thing for the 48-hour group build, 48 and 48 group build. If you don't know much about it, A, you weren't watching Monday Matters, and B, it used to be a 48-hour thing, and we'd all build a 1/48 scale kit. It's all for Models for Heroes, which is, as you know, a wonderful charity I like to support as much as I can on the channel. And the idea is actually this time it's going back to basics, so it doesn't have to be a 48 scale kit. It can be anything. You can log into a Discord and share your pictures and stuff like that. There's also going to be all sorts of stuff going on in the 48 hours all over the world, from Australia to the USA, here in Europe, probably South Africa for all I know. And there's going to be some auctions and things like that of some really cool stuff that I know some very, very interesting people have donated things. So that starts tomorrow night at 7:30 UK time, 19:30 Zulu. Kicks off around the world, and within 48 hours we're all going to build something. I'm going to build, excuse me, Mystery Box Nick will be very glad to see, I will be building this, my magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines Martin Handaside kit. Very much looking forward to have a crack at that. Got some rigging wire to do it as well. So that's going to be my kit that I'll be building over the 48-hour period over the weekend. So do check it out. Do join in the Discord. Join in the builds if you like. Why not? Why not? Okay, quickly. Joe, I sound better. Thank you very much. I feel a lot better, having had a mass of antibiotics and stuff. Still a bit croaky, still a bit ticklish, chesty sort of thing, but sinus stuff gone, thank goodness. The wonders of modern medicine. And Joe and a few other people asking me how my dad is. Not great. He's back in hospital again, and he spent probably about 24 hours on a trolley in a corridor somewhere in accident and emergency. But now he's in a proper bed now, in accident and emergency still. So they're looking after him, and we'll get some updates as we go. I'm sure he'll get through. He's got through everything else he's been thrown at him in recent years, so we'll just see how we go. Keeping our fingers crossed. Simon, how you doing? Good to see you. Adrian, how are you? It's Thursday evenings, pretty well, apart from my dad and everything else. It's fine. Excuse me. Oh, Bruce and Goose, hi, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, a few things have actually gone quite well this week. A couple of weeks ago, a little while ago, I was going to see my dad. Was it almost 2 weeks ago now? I was going over to see my dad, and got home and found I'd lost all my credit cards and all that in a little card holder thing. So froze all the cards, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to do these and get these replaced and and then a few days ago, up popped a message from London Transport saying, hey, we found your thing that you said you'd lost. Well, we found it, and today it arrived. So all my cards, I cut a few of the cards I'd already replaced, but the one I used all the time, I just frozen it, and also had my driving licence in there, and that's £20 to replace that, so I don't have to do that, which is brilliant. So thank you very much to the people at TfL, Transport for London, for finding my thing and getting it back to me. Thank you so very, very much. Um, oh, Nick, you'll be doing the Depot du Sein. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's going to be so cool having the two of them done together, Nick. That's amazing. Well done, you, mate. So, what else has been happening? Well, all sorts, really. Um, so why don't I put a model in the way just to keep you reminding you I am actually here to build something as well. What else has happened? Oh, sorry, should say beer of this month is India Pale IPA Brewer's Choice Sainsbury's. Taste the difference. I almost said be good to yourself, but you would be actually because it's really tasty. So yeah, 5.9%, so a little high, but still very, very tasty indeed. So that's the beer of the month. I'm struggling to find places for everything because I got a delivery this week from my lovely friends at ICM. Oh, Dane, hi, how you doing, mate? Leslie, good evening to you too. I keep looking at these. Oh, from Guernsey. Hi, Shaz. From Paul. Okay, whatever. Excellent. From Guernsey, very nice too. I went there once. I'll tell you about going there once in a bit. So ICM have delivered, among other things, this beauty, the CH54 Tahi, 1/35th scale, complete with daisy cutter bomb, 8 crew members, and the landing mats. It's like a whole diorama set of that. I just got to decide what I'm going to do with it. Because I'm going to obviously do the box review of it because that's what I do. A lot of those, and I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing. I might raffle that, That'd be fun. Loads of other things arrived as well, including the Beobachtungspanzerwagen observation vehicle, the SDKZ 251, Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251, and the pair of midget submarines, very nice. And if I can find it, where did I put it? Where did I put the? Oh, excuse me. See, I'm really professional at this, I could do this on TV, and no one would know. They'd think slick editing, and it's not. It's just natural. It's just me. I'm sorry. Yeah, here it is. Yay! The British Mobile Chapel. What a great little thing this is. It's a G7107. No, G7107 I built a little while back. The truck. It's a G7117 because it's the same, but it's got a winch underneath it. So it's a G7117 chassis with a chapel on the back, and they have released the figures. The figures will be here this time next month for it. So that's really quite cool. I like that a lot. So yeah, lots of nice things, and they sent some paints and stuff like that as well, which is really cool because I like their paints. Juliet, hi there. Yeah, thanks, mate. It is what it is. It's 93, bless his heart. But his heart's a thing that's not very good. But he just fights it, and he'll be. Whatever happens, he'll be in a good place. That's the thing to think about. Hey, dude, how you doing? ACF Nugget, how you doing? Very good to see you. Leslie, you've got a Ukrainian raspberry party beer. Ooh. Do excuse me, please. Wow, amazing. Raspberry party beer. Well, they do like to party. Ukrainians do like to party. Chris, good to see you, my friend. Yes, go for it, painting. Don't forget to. Yeah, I always forget to say this, but every time I do. Every time I do a video, I always say, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, but also the old imperial thumbs up on the, it's going to be that way, isn't it? Like button down there. Please do that for these videos as well, these live streams as well, because honestly, every like counts. The higher the percentage of likes you get, the more the YouTube algorithm promotes your content. And I'm really lucky, like the vast majority of my things get like 95% or better. So it does actually push my content in better places. So Imperial thumbs up. Anything you see on my channel, please do that. Thanks very much for reminding me. RAF announced things for RIA. Excellent. Like, do you know, one year I will go to that. I haven't been since it was at Greenham Common, which was a long time ago. But yeah, it's a great show, but it's a faff to get in and out. I'll have to try and wangle a press pass or something like that. 172nd Royal Navy personnel. I really don't know. I'm sorry, I really do not know. Oh yeah, Guernsey. Years ago when I was working for, this would have been when I was working for Minolta, the camera people. Don't exist as a camera company really these days. It's Minolta something or other. I don't know. Konica Minolta, that's what it is now. But years and years and years ago, this is going to be late 80s-ish. I was working for them as a technical trainer, and we visited some shops in the Channel Islands to teach them about the new cameras that were coming out, so they would know how to sell them and make everyone lots and lots of money. It was the 80s, that's what we did. So we flew down to Jersey, flew in a British Aerospace ATP. You remember those, the follow-on to the HS748, from Birmingham. For some reason, I was up that way anyway, so we had to go to Birmingham. Flew down to Jersey in an ATP, which was brilliant. And then we got the Aurigny Air Services Britain-Norman Trilander, the 3-engined version of the Islander, from Jersey to Guernsey. And it was the most wonderful flight I think I've ever had. It was just brilliant. The pilot got in, we all sort of got into the aircraft. It's like, I don't know, maybe 12 seats or 14 seats or something like that, like 2 rows of seats. And we all get into our seats, and the pilot gets in, sits himself and straps himself in, and sort of turns around, does the pre-flight briefing by turning around and saying, "Yeah, afternoon, ladies and gentlemen." Absolutely hilarious. We'll be flying at about 2,000 feet. Absolutely wonderful. And when we got to Guernsey, he parked up, stopped. Someone came out with a little step for the doors to come, you know, and then the pilot helped the ground crew unload the aircraft. Absolutely brilliant. I loved every moment of it. Absolutely every moment. Oh dear. Oh, very nice. A trumpeter Spitfire seaplane. Interesting. Interesting. What's everyone? Joe, what's everyone working on? You don't want to know what I'm working on, mate. I've so many things I'm working on right now. Yeah, I could manage a 48th scale flying bomb in 48 hours. Last year I did do the Panther, that no, not the vehicle, the aircraft, the Grumman Panther. I did one of those in 48 hours, a reconnaissance one, the F9FP or something like that. And while I was painting it, my airbrush broke as well, so hoping that won't happen again, although I do have a spare these days, or several spares these days, thanks to Gallery. But yeah, so last year I did make the Revel 148 scale Panther in plenty of time, so I'm hoping this little Martin Handelside won't be too difficult to do. What else are we going? Oh, Darren, have I been following the campaign to save the last Blackburn Beverley? Mate, I haven't, but I will investigate. Investigate that. Blackburn Beverley, what a lovely airplane that was. It's one of those things that you think, that really should not fly. It really should not be able to fly. It's so aerodynamically inefficient in a lot of ways. But they did fly, and they flew actually quite well, from what I understand. I will look into that, though. Thanks for pointing that out. We need to keep these things. We really, really, really need to do all these things. you had a flight in a Dragon Rapide, your cabin crew did the safety talk and left. Yeah, well, probably, you know, the extra weight of cabin crew in a Dragon Rapide is pretty serious. So unless they're actually needed mid-flight, leave them at home. That's the best thing to do. What a beautiful plane, though, dude. Dragon Rapide. They used to do flights from is it maybe Duxford? They used to fly over central London in the nice weather in the summer. That would be beautiful. I had planned one day I would do that with my dad, but yeah, we can't get him out. Bobby, yes, the Panther was awesome. Thanks, dude. It was the one thing that was a real pain and actually taught me the importance of microset and microsol were the decals around the fuel tanks and around the nose. They took forever to keep soaking and setting, soaking and setting, soaking and setting, but they did get there in the end. I'm really happy with them. So good stuff. Andy made it to chat. Hey, dude, good to see you. You watched your first 15 minutes on TV. Well, that was nice. I always knew that was going to be the culmination of my great career, was going to be as a TV celebrity, but not by going on Celebrity Big Brother, which my dear wife will be watching in about 45 minutes. I just can't bring myself to watch it. The noise of the fans is one thing. The people discussing it is can't do it. But it's just the whole premise of it. Just can't be bothered. Dudes, my friend. Well, thank you on behalf of everyone. Dave, thank you. That's really, really good of you. That's very generous of you. Thank you. 5 more members. Just in case you don't know, if you become a channel member, it costs you $4.99 a month, or whatever the equivalent is in your currency, and you get the Saturday special video. I do a Saturday video, which is really a lot more involved, a lot more background stuff about the channel, what the plans are, and things like just chatting generally. But it's like sort of 30-40 minutes of chatter from me. So if you're not sick enough of watching my channel and listening to me, you get an extra dose of it on a Saturday when you possibly least expect it. But it's also more about sort of longer planning. It's just a bit more sort of bring you into the club as part of the channel, which of course if you're a channel member, you are very much part of the channel. And I ask them questions that, you know, before I then go to the wider world of my lovely supporters and my lovely subscribers. But that's very kind of you, Dave. Thanks very, very much, mate. They still do Dragon Road Peace, like just a circuit around Cable. That's a pity, isn't it, really? Well, yeah, Gary, quite. Yes, there's plenty of things I'd rather do than watch that. But, you know, it entertains people, which is grand, but not for me. Not for me. Junior, you're watching this on HD, 32-inch HD. Fantastic. Excuse me. Hope you got that in surround sound. Do excuse me, please. It's terrible. Yeah, Hobbycraft have started restocking Airfix kits, which is fantastic. Airfix B24, Dane, I don't yet. It will be first half of the year because they're getting a lot of their launches out of the way before sort of end of June. So I'm going to guess about April. But I won't swear to it, but I guess it's about April. Dave, well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. By the way, when you are a member or you do Patreon and Buy Me Coffee and all these different things, and you get the subscribers video, do let me know if there's anything else you'd like to hear in it, other than just me chatting about the channel and life in general and whatever's given me a good reason to sound off at you. But anyway, let me know if you enjoy the content. That's fantastic. If you'd like to hear more or know more or see more, within reason, then absolutely I'll do that. Also, I let people know what my plans are for builds and stuff like that, and what new stuff has come in. Maybe I don't talk about much on the channel, but you know, it's all about backgrounds, all being part of the club. The other thing, by the way, they didn't say. Quite often when Airfix do a press launch thing, a press day invitation, they will say, please don't tell anyone about this. But they didn't today, so, so I'm going to tell you in here. I got an invitation from Airfix today to a press event for the launch, maybe in more ways than one, of the new lifeboat, the Shannon class lifeboat. That's coming into the range this year. I got invited to a press event for that down in Poole with the RNLI. And as soon as I saw that, it's like, yes, I accept. Please let me go. That's very exciting. So we're going to go down and see the production side of things, because, of course, they make their own lifeboats, the RNLI. And we'll be shown things like have a go on that. They've got a simulator. They've got a boat simulator. I like these people a lot. Training the RNLI crews, I presume, in difficult sea situations, how to get alongside a biggish ship in a massive sea state with huge amounts of wind. Takes a lot of practice, and when there's lives at stake, you don't want to be practicing at that point. So they've got a simulator, so I'll be filming that, filming the production of the actual boats, maybe have an interview with some guys from the RNLI, and of course the guys at Airfix. So that is in the middle of June, about the 19th of June, down in Poole in Dorset. I'll be going down there for that. I'm sure there's going to be, you know, your other favourite sort of YouTube creators will also be doing it. So keep an eye out for that. As soon as I come back, I'll be editing like crazy, and I guess on the 20th of June, up will go my video of the day. Do remember, if you're thinking about buying that, or indeed the 7 class, the bigger one in the range, that at the moment a proportion of the money that you pay goes to the RNLI to help them. I mean, these people are entirely funded by donations and by gifts in wills and things like that. They don't get a penny from the government. It's crazy, I know, but they don't. These people are all volunteers. They're all mariners or have some connection with the sea. They could just be like running a fish and chip shop or whatever in the locality, but they give up their time and they give up their training, and a lot of them give up their lives to save others at sea. So even if you're not going to build it, can I suggest, if you can, and I'm not, times are difficult for everyone, I do understand that, but if you can, order the 7 class or the new Shannon class starter kit, or just give some money to the RNLI if you're not worried about getting some plastic for it. So please do that, yeah? Thank you very much. And I'll be doing a video about it. There's been all sorts of chat whilst going on while I've been doing that. Oh, yes, Simon, thanks for reminding everyone, Simon. When's the RNLI 200th anniversary? It's this year. I do not know exactly when the anniversary is. I'm going to hazard a guess, because Airfix have got a tie-in with it. It's going to be around that time, but I won't swear to it. I know there's bigger things that the RNLI are going to be planning for the event, but it is summertime, so yeah, I guess. Oh, we just bought the P4725RE. That, it does look a beautiful kit, Dane, actually. I was looking at the Mini Art site earlier, and because, like your mates at Edward, I know you love Edward kits as well, and quite rightly so, because they're beautiful. They do different levels of kits, so you can go for the advanced one and get loads of photo etching extra, or you can get the more basic one, but the basic one is still the same fundamental plastic. It's still very high quality, very beautiful. Andy, will the kit launch be for that date? I am guessing it will be. It would make sense for them to be launching the new kit with the RNLI event on the 17th or 19th of June, can't remember which. It's a Wednesday, either the 17th or 19th of June. Oh, excuse me. I do. Every now and again, I'll hear a buzz of my phone. I do need to just check it, just in case it's something to do with my dad, you know. And it's not. It's from my IPMS club, so I'm on their WhatsApp group now, so I get a lot of things to do with that. That's going to be cool. Excuse me. Andy, yeah, go to the local lifeboat station. I think they're going to be selling them at lifeboat stations later in the year when they've actually launched the kit, obviously. But yeah, give them a shout and find out what's going on. They'll be great. Obviously, I've got the Shannon class on order. We may be given one at the event, but I'm still going to buy one because I want them to do it, have the money and whatever. And I will be doing a sea diorama with that. You know, putting it in the water, trying a bit of structural acrylic, I think, on that one. Excellent. Huh. Okay, the official anniversary was the 4th of March, just 3 days ago. Well, here's to the RNLI and all the wonderful people who have ever served in it, and you know, good for them. Bobby, you've got the ICM Junkers 88P1, excellent. When am I going to start building that? I'll probably make a start on it next week. I've just finished the P40, obviously. Here's some. I know. I was just, yeah. People say, so what are you going to do for the 100th edition of Monday Matters, which is not this Monday, the week after. It's the 100th Monday Matters. I can't believe you guys are still watching it, but thank you so much if you are. So, one of the things was a possibility of doing a blooper reel from previous episodes. I will point out that anything prior to the 1st of January this year is on a separate drive that's archived off, and there's a lot of footage on there. I edit quite severely, so there's going to be a lot of stuff on there. I just don't have the time to go through it all, I'm afraid. And of course, I never make a mistake. Didn't you know? I never make mistakes on my channel. Yeah, right. But I will tell you about one I just did. I've actually cured it now, or started curing it. I did get recently some liquid gravity sent me. Well, no, given to me actually. Some liquid gravity, very fine. I think they're tungsten or titanium, whichever the heavy one is. Tungsten, I think. Very fine ball bearings, so you can kind of pour them in. Lovely. I thought I needed to put some weight in the Heinkel 162 I've been building in the nose, so I did. What I did, unfortunately, and I'll show you here, what I did was I poured it in at the bottom here into the undercarriage bay, but while I was doing it I kind of had that leant over quite a lot, and you'll notice there's no canopy. I had to take the canopy off because when I thought I'd have a look inside the canopy, make sure everything's okay, and then I'll recover it for doing the varnishing and whatever. So because the masks are homemade masks and they're beginning to peel off, so I wanted to replace them, and like the bottom third of the canopy was full of liquid gravity and bound together. Fortunately, I didn't use super glue. I used PVA, so I could take that off, peel out all of these little things, and add them into. So I make such stupid mistakes at times, but I didn't put that one on film. So when it's done, I'll put the instrument panel back in, then put the canopy back on, and no one will know the difference apart from you guys. who have bothered to come and watch my live stream. So that's an extra benefit to you. For watching the live stream, you occasionally will see what I have messed up like an absolute newbie amateur. Oh, excuse me. Who hasn't bothered reading anything. And knocking stuff over as well. So, oh, what else have we got? The ferret. Andy, the ferrets is going to be cool. That's a lovely kit. Is it really or is it that the trying to copy it is too complex? Maybe, I don't know. That's Leslie, 10 minutes of me going 1, 2, 3. Yes, thank you for that. In case you haven't seen this before. Excuse me. My video camera I use has got an automated sound system, and if I don't talk to it first, then as soon as I start talking, recording, the first second is really loud, and then it realises I'm actually quite close to the microphone and it calms it down. So I have to say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then talk. And sometimes when I'm editing, I forget to cut out the 1, 2, 3. Now and again. Actually quite often. But so if you hear me start something with 1, 2, 3, you'll know that's what I'm doing. Yes, the poor egg kit is feeling very lonely, not having done anything to it, and I'm not even doing anything to that. I'm starting another bit of it, so I better start doing that. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Oh, Lee, good to see you, mate. And Keith from Tassie, how you doing, fella? Thank you so much for joining in. Still use your calendar. Where are we? Constitution Dock in Hobart, the calendar shows now. Very nice it is too. As I was saying, I should mention to you, Keith, I think I had in an email. When I went up to Peterborough for the show, I stopped off and stayed with a friend of mine who I was at school with. And he went to Tasmania when he visited Australia. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it there. So kind of thinking I've got to get myself over to Tassie. One day I will. Hats and nose way. Oh yeah, nose, yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's cool. I guess with a tank, it's you can take the turret off and mess around with it. Of course, the real thing would be really, really, really heavy. And of course, the plastic version of it really isn't compared to everything else. So excellent. Okay, there we go. That's a part I can put on. I can start cleaning that up. Friday morning, yeah, already Friday morning. Oh my goodness, you do forget these things. You forget the time differences. It just does your head in. It really does. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Right, just sorry for the scratchy sound, but it is model making after all. What else has been happening? Not a lot else really. I've been working on my Rotodyne. I've done a lot of stuff in the cockpit, given the pilots sort of more tropical sort of uniform, added a bit of detail here and there. Nothing like really, really, really high detail, but just sort of like so added bits and pieces that will catch your eye, but not actually look that good. If you see what I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors. This stuff. It's all trying to make things look better than it actually is. Hold on. I've done that. That's done for now. I'll show you me Rotodyne. So we go. There's the Rotodyne. I don't know if you can see the pilots and stuff. I'll try and get a bit closer. There we go. I don't know if it's going to focus on them or not. Maybe not. This is not a great webcam. But you can see they've got that more sort of, oh, there you go, bit more sort of sandy uniform on. They've got blue straps, May Wests and stuff like that. There you go. And I did, oh, you're not going to see them in there. I did put in a little bit of detail on the inside that I I kind of wish I hadn't bothered with now, because I can't see it even. But yeah, I put in I even put in a red and green lamp, so like a couple of dots of chrome, and then covered one with translucent red, one with translucent green for the airdropping lamps. You know, red on, green on, go, and all that business. So, and you can't see them. But I'm going to have the back doors open here. I'm going to put in a floor as well. Have the doors open and have a ramp. I'm going to use one of the a Land Rover from the Bloodhound kit. I've got two Bloodhound kits. I bought one myself, and I was very, very kindly gifted one as well by Bobby G. Thank you so much. So I can put the spare Land Rover as if it's driving in like a test, and it's going to be in Middle East Command colours. So it's going to be in desert camouflage, essentially. So, you know, like the old Airfix Hercules. That's the look I'm going for. So that's cool. The other Rotodyne I have, which is the Revel one, I'm going to get the BEA decals made up for it, and that will be the what if BEA thing. So anyway, so it's getting there. It's started okay. Hope it'll finish okay. Anyway, let's see how we go. Okay, I might actually put something together now. Oh, you got the ironing finished. Good, good lad, doing the ironing. Excellent, well done you. Yeah, I love these little kits. I do as well. Well, people that have seen the channel a long time will know I really like these egg kits. I've got a USS Lexington, I think it is, aircraft carrier, up there. I've got a Heinkel 177 that I got in Peterborough. That was very kindly given to me up there. That's fantastic. These sort of high-shouldered aircraft really suit that sort of caricature sort of thing. Thanks, John. Glad you like it. Pink or light brown? Chris, as it's kind of like saying it's like a test trials, it's probably going to be light brown. But who knows, yeah, because the one in the kit has got the fabric on the back. If it's the pink one, there probably wouldn't be any fabric, and there'd be lots and lots of guns. So I'm going to probably do it in light brown. Yeah. Julian, I wasn't too chuffed with the double-breasted suits with the Rotodyne crew. Well, no, because the kit of the Rotodyne came with guys with double-breasted suits, which is fine for BA pilots or indeed Fairy Aviation test pilots of the day, but not great for the RAF. So what I did was I pinched. I've got a Sea-King, 172nd Sea-King up there, so I got the pilots out of that and used them in the Rotodyne. Now the double-breasted pilot chaps, one of them I'm going to put into my mini U-boat, miniature U-boat. Just going to have some lights in it, and because I don't know, they just look a bit more Germanic, a bit more Kriegsmarine, as it were. Paint them up. Again, it's going to be behind plastic. It's going to be an impression of a chap in a peaked hat and a shirt and whatever. At 172nd, you're not really going to notice much about him. But so that's where they're going to be. It's not going to be thrown away. Does anyone know why the Far East camouflage had black undersides? No, I don't. It's like Middle East Command, wasn't it? And I'm going to guess that they probably did some trials with things flying at high altitude and found that black actually worked for hiding them. They don't do it for nothing, so you know, I guess that's what they did. Maybe they tested it and found it. That's what happened. And you've made 3 tanks, excellent. Yeah, the B-17's cool. B-24's gorgeous as well. Chris, off to bed. Oh, my dear fellow, so good of you to turn up when you're up at 4 in the morning. That's really good of you to turn up. So thanks very much. Great to see you. Oh, never built a ship kit. I'm going to leave that over to you guys. I've only built 2 ships, and one of them was an old aircraft carrier, and the other was HMS Devonshire, which I did and got some photo etch and all the rest of it for. I mean, it was lovely. It's a nice kit. If you build it straight out the box, it's not going to be absolutely amazing. But because it's a product of its age, you know, 60s or whatever. But with photo etch, they look amazing. I was really impressed by it. But I don't know what. Maybe someone else has got some ideas of what would be a good ship kit. The only other ships I have are HMS Fearless. Again, it's a vintage classic, and I've actually just found a Aramoche, the French aircraft carrier, and I'm really excited by that. It's the Hella 1/400th scale kit, and if you on the Facebook group, you won't know what's the significance of that is. Well, Aramoche was used to be HMS Colossus, which was the lead ship of the Colossus class of light fleet carriers laid down in the mid 40s. Saw service just after, at right very end of the war, and then just after the war. One of the class was HMS Triumph, which was my father's ship. Now, I built one, when was it, about 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I got the photo etch for it and all the rest of it. And kind of, it was good, it was okay, Dad loved it. But, do you know what, I wasn't happy with it. I'd only really just been a year or two back picking up the hobby, and I didn't really think I did a good enough job of it. So I wanted to get another one, and they're really difficult to get hold of. I saw one at King Kit recently, and I thought, maybe I should get hold of one. Anyway, so yeah, I've got one coming, Aramoche. I haven't got the photo etch yet, and I'm also going to look out a load of resin parts right now. The photo etch thing has got things like the 40mm guns and stuff like that, and the pom-poms and all that. But in photo etch, they just don't look right now. Of course, you can get resin, so I've got ideas of where to get resin for it, and things. I think it'll look a much better kit, and also I'm a much better painter, and I've got airbrushes and stuff like that, and I'll get the aircraft redone, and there's aircraft you can get printed at 400 scale for the Seafires and the Fireflies, maybe one for the Sea Otter that they carried as well, and definitely get them to do a better job of it for me. Oh, Crazy Locher in the room. How you doing, mate? I hope you're being safe, my friend, because I know what you're like, chatting whilst you're in your truck. I hope you're doing something sensible, and thank you so very much for gifting the memberships. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. And yes, please hit the bell and the like button, but do check out the Models for Heroes 48 in 48 this weekend. Thanks for reminding me. I need to keep saying it. Do check it out, do take part if you can. I know times are very tight for everyone now, but if you can give something or buy something or bid for something, please do as well. Don't forget, Models for Heroes will take your FX flying hours, if you've got any of those, send those in. They can convert them to kits. FX give them, excuse me, FX do give them a good rate as well, so that would be really cool. Damon's asking who's got the Dora Wings Fairy Delta on order. Stunning, absolutely stunning thing. FX Titanic, I'm sorry, I did make the 1/1200th one. I would suggest maybe going for the 700th, because the 1200th is really tiny. Plastic Alchemist, how you doing, fella? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Titanic's a good one. That's a good idea. Good idea. Yeah, but it's good to Plastic Alchemist. Just quick stop before to say shoot. I know the thing. I had to do the same thing on the Model Officers Mess. They were talking about the 48-hour thing, so I came in. Hi, I'm here. Bye. Got to do a live stream. Yeah, so, but really kind of you to drop in. Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks very much for dropping in. It's really kind of you. Darren, Airfix are hopefully going to release a new kit later this year. What would you love to see? Oh my goodness, I think Dale at Airfix, the head of brand, is sick of me saying Halifax to him. I've said it so many times, and it's become a bit of a thing. He's signed off an email recently saying, yeah, good to chat. I've got to go off and scan a Halifax now. And no, you're not. If you should have already done that, dude. But anyway, we'll see. That's what I'd like to see. What you guys like to see? Airfix release later in the year. Yes, they are. They are going to do some surprise releases, or surprises to us, obviously. Pretty much everything on their release schedule at the moment is due summer at the latest. So autumn and winter, they haven't really announced anything. So they are going to be dropping in some new tools. They'll be dropping in some vintage classics, some re-releases of other things with new markings, whatever. So what would you like to see? What would you like to see? Yes, Crazy Loacher is a really good guy. He's very generous. He's a wonderful chap as well. Good evening, Andy F. Did I hear Aramonche as in the Colossus? Yes, you did, and I am going to get one, and I'm going to assemble all the parts before I start making it as a thing for a second go at doing a tribute thing for my dad's ship, HMS Triumph. Are there places you can drop off kits for models to heroes, Andy? They probably won't thank me for saying that, but if you do manage to go to a show where they're going to be, you can hand them stuff over out on their stand. I know that for certain because I saw it happening at Peterborough. So if it's something too big, you don't want to send it, but you can go to a show, be it Telford or anywhere that you can do a show and that they are at. And if you go to the Models for Heroes website, there's a list of all the shows they're going to be at. Then you can absolutely drop off stuff to them there, and they'll be enormously grateful for them, I promise you. I do like that Dora Wings shows what's in the box on their website. Yes, and ICM's animations. Yeah, the ICM animations, I don't know if any of you guys see it. They haven't done it for a little while, but they've probably had other things on their mind. Is they use the CAD files that they do for the design, and they do an animation of all the parts being put together using the CAD data. So it's like a computer generated thing. It's not like someone actually physically making it, but it shows you how all the bits go together. It's actually really, really useful. I really do like them. Really do like them. Beam engine, yeah, that would be cool. Triumph IHP kit. Always wanted to do with 800 at Korea. Really not. No, I don't know what the Triumph IHP kit is, Andy. I'm sorry, mate. 800 in Korea. Yeah. that'd be the Spitfire FR47, of course. Which, if you did watch Monday Matters this week or the week before the last one, you'll know that DBMK, who are the new kids on the block with high-end model making models, I should say, they're doing a series of 1/32nd scale Spitfires and Seafires, the Griffon engine versions, and the 47 will be one of them. I cannot wait for that to come out. 1/32nd scale Seafire 47 will be absolutely awesome. Nick, a 1/35th Saladin or Saracen and Salamanders go with the Ferret. Yes, I'd like to see them doing more British armour, and that especially that kind of lighter armour in 1/35th. That would be brilliant. 24th scale Swordfish float plane. I don't think I'll be giving anything away, but I don't think that's terribly likely to happen anytime soon. Chris, you've got 2 Matchbox kits in your stash, the F14 and the Vickers Wellesley. Maybe they'll be in your Matchbox videos. I wouldn't know. I only know up to number 5, and it's not in the first 5 because I've shot the box openings for them. I'm going to be starting the Swordfish next week as well, which was number 2. Might start number 3 off at the same time, depending on how other things are going. Yeah, I don't know what Simon has got for me. I know he's got a lot of them, and I know what the first 5 are. So hey, maybe it'll turn up. I don't know yet. Watch this space, as it were. Andy, Imperial Hobby did the Colossus class in 177. Yes, do you know what? I do know what you mean. I have seen one. No, this is a 1/400th scale Aramanche, and if you get the WEM do White Ensign models, I think they're called. They do the photo etch. Part of the photo etch are the tiny little nameplates for all of the Colossus class, so Ocean and Theseus and Triumph and Warrior amongst others. So that's it's 1/400th I'll be doing. Also, I need the kit comes, the Hella kit comes with 20mm guns and 40mm guns. I think the photo etch comes with the pom-poms, and I think 20mm or maybe 40mm. I'm just going to get those in resin because they'll look so much better, But yeah, and then I'm going to do it properly, as in on flying stations with the barrier up, or maybe a plane on final approach, things like that sort of thing. Well, we'll see how it goes. An FX FG on Phantom in 1/48th, the 892 Squadron ones. It would go nicely with the Buccaneer and the Gannet and Civics and all the rest of things. They've done Fleet Air Arm in 1/48th. I never actually made the beam engine. Do you know what, guys? I never made the beam engine when I was young. Obviously missed out on something there. What I'm missing out on is doing some work. Goodness me. C9. That's C9. That's C9. That's C9. Ooh, I see. So first of all, we put in D2. Okay, D2. So, oh, there it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else has been going on really. It's just been one of those crazy weeks where you think you're ahead of the game, and then you suddenly find out you're not. But there we go. Life is like that. What has happened? So I'm so far behind the schedule I put up for myself. You get to a point where you think, do you know what? I'll just plod on and do what I can, and I'm not going to worry about schedules. I'm going to give myself an ulcer worrying about schedule. So that's what I decided to do. And I'm just gonna crack on, and it's not like I'm not gonna work, but I'm gonna crack on and do what I can when I can. Just so you know. But also it meant that, like last night when I was absolutely shattered and just think, yeah, I don't want to go upstairs and do some more work on the models or whatever, editing or whatever. Just crashed out and watched a movie with my dear wife. We watched The Holdovers. What a good film! Really, I watched it on the move. Came back from holidays. I watched it on the plane. And I loved it. Maria was saying, "Oh, should we watch a film?" Yeah. What should we watch? And she didn't watch The Holdovers on the plane, so I said, "You should watch this." And yeah, okay, we'll watch that. And oh my goodness, it was even better second time around. Absolutely loved it. Paul Giamatti, what a great actor he is. What a great actor. And I thought the film was just really beautiful and lovely and nice and non-controversial. Just a generally good film. Very well made, very well acted. I loved it, absolutely loved it. If you get a chance to watch it, I really strongly suggest you do. Bobby, what varnish do I normally use? Okay, that's a good question. Gloss, I use VMS varnish. Matte, I use Winsor & Newton Galleria. Satin, I kind of do one coat of gloss and it comes out satin. That's pretty much how I do things. Gloss, finding decent varnishes is a nightmare. You just got to go with whatever works for you. The VMS works for me, and I give it about a 50-50 with some bit of thinner and a few coats. Absolutely lovely, absolutely lovely. John, oh, good to see you, dude. Getting ready for the weekend, I hope, John Marley, over there in Australia. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Nail varnish, yeah. My nails, the state of my nails. You think I put varnish on these? Yeah. Tuesday aside, Peter Pan that goes wrong. Some of those shows I've really loved. I went to see The Play That Went Wrong years ago. Absolutely one of the funniest things I saw. Interestingly, went to see The Bank Robbery That Goes Wrong. I loved it. Friends of mine went to see it and they really didn't get it at all. Yet, I went to see Peter Pan Goes Wrong, and it's like, kind of, yeah, funny, but not as funny as the first one. And yet, the same friends who didn't like Bank Robbery Gone Wrong said, "Oh no, it was even better than the first one." It's weird, isn't it? They kind of like need to, the way the humour, bits of their humour appeal to different people. It's amazing. Dane, thanks for dropping by, my friend. Really good to see you. Thanks very, very much for everything you do for the channel as well. Really kind of you. Have a good night, mate. Yeah, Tamiya X22 with leveling thinner 50-50. Okay, cool. I haven't yet got it together. I need to get my my spray booth up and running so I can start messing around with these things as well. AK 3rd Gen varnishes are good, excellent. Andy, Humbrol Clear. Alright, okay. Very good. Very good. Remember the DVD, she on a chick flick onwards action, she showed again. Yeah, a few years ago, quite a few years ago, a lot of years ago in fact, my dear mother gave us some theatre tokens for our anniversary, and so we said, okay, we'll go 50-50, we'll split. Half of them we'll spend on something I want to watch, half of them something Maria wants to watch, and we'll go to both. So I chose it was a stage performance of A Matter of Life and Death, that wonderful Power Pressburger movie from 50s, part in black and white, part in Technicolor. David Niven, absolutely exquisite film, just beautifully crafted film, and the stage was absolutely amazing, really, really good. I loved every minute of it. Maria chose Dirty Dancing, so there was me and a couple of thousand Chardonnayed up ladies watching Dirty Dancing, and they're all waiting for that one line. Oh my goodness, what an experience that was. Not in a good way, but hey, I'm not entirely sure Maria necessarily liked my choice, so what can you do? Excuse me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, hobby time. Gloss varnish, pledge. Yeah, I've heard a lot about using these things, and I've never got around it. People say, "I'll dip the canopies in this," and I've never done it, never tried. I should try it one day. Should try it again. Bobby, oh, you've got the 148th Armour Hobby Hurricane. What? Oh, that's a great kit. Do you know when I did it? I sprayed the colour, the camouflage on, and I looked at it and I thought, I don't need to panel line this. The panel lines are just right. So if you've got a fairly gentle colour on, they've been primed and sprayed, but the panels still came through, and I don't need to do a panel. That's way more subtle and more accurate than any wash I'm going to put on. Left it alone. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Oh dear goodness. Oh dearie me. I'm sure. Oh, Leslie, that sounds like a terrible experience, my friend. Oh dear. Where do people without hobby shops, hobby shops buy paints? Okay, Andy, if I literally need 1 or 2 bottles, then I go to a certain, whatever, they don't pay me anything. What's it matter? I go to eBay. There are some places on eBay that sell them post free, and if you buy like 3, you get an extra 10% off and stuff like that. It's always gonna be messing around, whether it's like really cheap but you're charging postage, or a bit more expensive but the postage is free. I tend to go for the latter, and it kind of works out better because postage is getting more and more expensive. But it's cool. It's cool. Oh, and Jadlam, it's free post for anything. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll check that out. I will check out that. Oh, Crazy Locha, you've got some vacation time, dude. Excellent. That's really good to know. Good for you, man. And it's over the 48-hour weekend, so good for you, mate. Just have some more beer because my throat is getting very, very dry. All right, just gone 9 o'clock. Excellent. Darren, I'm doing a 1/72 scale Airfix Gloucester Gladiator, but can't find a C Gladiator in 1/72, mate. Is it possible to convert a standard Airfix kit? I'm going to say yeah, it probably is. I'm now going to try and figure out what the differences are. One moment. Oh, cheeky IPA has spoken. I don't know which the Airfix one is. Whether it's a 2-bladed or a 3-bladed. I think Sea Gladiators tended to have 3-bladed props. They obviously had the arrestor gear, and they would have had the spools for the accelerators, like the early type of catapult system, but not like the steam catapults of later. So, actually sat on in the early days. Actually sat on like a cradle type thing and launched it. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, so your big things are going to be the arrestor hook under the body and probably a 3-bladed prop. At 1/72, I don't think there's going to be very much more in the way of difference. I mean, they had I think there was a life raft stowage in the upper wing centre section from memory. So really the hook is going to be your biggest thing, I would have thought, and possibly the three-bladed prop, but do double check on that. The ICM one, the 1/32 scale one, definitely has three-bladed prop. Um, so that's essentially that and a hook, and I think you're pretty much there. To be honest, they probably had like an extra bit of padding behind the pilot's head for the accelerated takeoffs when they used them, but other than that, I don't think there's much difference, to be honest. Yeah. Um, yes, it is. Hook under the belly is the principal difference. Just check some references and see what's, where it goes, and a couple of bits of thin plastic and a little hooky type thing. It's not that tricky to make. I've made them in the past. Yeah, Simon, the catapult attachment points. So I think at 1/72 they're going to be really small though, so you might get away without doing too much. I think 1/48 you'd really need to try and find them. ICM has a two-bladed prop on the box. Really? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm really surprised by that. I always thought that the Seaglad had three-bladed prop, in which case ICM have got it wrong. Of course. One second. Do excuse me. One moment. Because I do have one somewhere. I think. I do. Oh, yes, I do. And you're right. It has a two-bladed prop. You're absolutely right, Chris. It has a two-bladed prop. I'm not entirely convinced that's correct. I think because of the potential need to go round, I've got a feeling it had a three-bladed because it gives you maybe a slightly shorter length of prop. I think it gives you more bite when you want to accelerate quickly. That's just a theory, but I have seen them. Oh, okay. C. Oh, C9. Right. So I have managed to stick like 3 or 4 bits of plastic together in an hour. So multiply that by 48, and that's what I'll be able to do this weekend. Fortunately, my Martin Handicide doesn't have that many parts. It's actually a really lovely looking kit though. The plastic is amazing. The plastic's like Bandai. Emma, you think the ICM has a three-bladed version as well in the box? I should go and have a look, but I can't. Oh, you've already done the work for me on the site. The instructions say, yep. Personally, I would go with a three-bladed prop, but that's just me. Now, whether the ones on Malta were, the Faith, Hope and Charity, I think one or more of those was technically a Sea Gladiator. So, but then whether they had put the two-bladed prop instead of the three-bladed on them, I couldn't say. It's a bit of a nightmare. I would go for the three. It's just me. And I know Airfix do that. I'm sure Airfix do that in one of the Glad kits. It has got a three-bladed prop. Let's see this way around. That goes in there. Okay, that just goes in there. Oh, I know someone said, is this USS Arizona? No, it's not. It's HMS Hood. HMS Hood. This is going to be. It's a Meng kit of HMS Hood. Eventually. Richard, you converted the 1/24th Stuka to the wing folds and my goodness, that's some job, dude. That's amazing. I saw a picture of one on Facebook or something like that just the other day. A very menacing looking thing. One thing I saw when I was at Peterborough, I was very tempted by it. There's a kit of a Blackburn Shark. It wasn't a great kit, something like Novo or something like that maybe. But it was 1/72 scale Blackburn Shark. And what I was thinking, if I could find a 1/72 scale Blackburn Skewer, I would do the rock. I do beg your pardon, the rock the one with the turret on the back. I was going to get the floats, because it was they on the rock they used spare floats from the what I've just said. They used those to make the rock float plane, and the rock float plane was possibly the very worst aeroplane I think that actually ever left the ground in British military colours. Absolutely appalling thing, terribly slow. I think it's takeoff speed, maximum cruise, maximum never exceed, and stall speed were basically within about 5 knots of each other. Absolutely terrible thing, but something I kind of want to make, a rock float plane. So there we go. Blackburn Shark, I think it was, that the floats came from, and the rock kit itself, maybe the special hobby one, which is actually quite a nice kit. Do that one day. One day I'll do it. One day I'll catch it up and do it. It goes there, that goes there, that goes there. D4, 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 D4. See, D. Oh, excuse me. So I'm still trying to get this cough going. You know how these coughs just hang around so much these days. Any slight infection anywhere in your respiratory tract, and that's it. You're going to get a cough, and it's going to hang around for months and months and months. Hey, you're running out of obscure 1/72nd scale Soviet World War II armour. Japanese World War II? What do you reckon, guys? I mean, I don't. There is some weird stuff I saw recently. Some massive Japanese tank with multiple turrets. It might have been a what if thing rather than a real one. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I would have thought there's quite a lot of French or Italian stuff. Maybe not in polystyrene, but certainly in resin. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. Yeah, actually the extra weight wouldn't have helped. The extra drag definitely wouldn't have helped. You know, the Rock was a bad enough plane to begin with. Let's be honest. It was an idea, and it was an idea that really shouldn't have taken place. But it was flawed logic. A bit like Defiant in a way. They thought, they'll never have fighter cover coming over the UK, so we'll make this plane with a turret on the back and just sort of cruise up next door and shoot them down with the gun, without realising they would actually just overrun France and be flying from France with Bf 109s to escort them and 110s to escort them. And the Rock was a very similar sort of thing. They didn't really think that there was going to be much of a naval fighter force, and there wasn't, but there was quite a lot of fighter force from the land wherever they were serving. So the Rock was a terrible, terrible thing. Absolutely terrible thing. Yeah, do you know, I'm sure I've seen, Andy, sorry, I just suddenly thought, I'm sure I've seen a lot of Italian tanks recently, some Aventes and things like that. Is it IBG maybe, something like that? Check them out. I'm sure they've got a whole range of really weird stuff. I'm sorry, really weird stuff. Unusual things that were, they're not Shermans and Tigers. Let's put it that way. So I'm sure they've got some things like that. I think it was IBG Group do them. Yeah. Maybe like the early Spitz had 2 bladed and later on 3 bladed. Yeah, I'm sure it was, and to some extent, Julian, it'll be fixed pitch or variable pitch later and things like that. And sure, as the power went up, then you could turn more blades and get more push. So yeah, obviously they ended up with 5 blades on the late Griffin engine, and 6 if you 47 with 2 lots of 3 counter rotating. Yeah, absolutely. Right, what am I doing? C D E1. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oops. So, do I need that yet? No, I don't. Okay, cool. I don't need that frame at all, which is good to know. What frames do I need? I need C, and I need E, definitely. Let's start with E, E1. Oh, there we go. Okay. Do I have any information about whether there'll be another Hornbeat Model World series? I have no idea. They haven't mentioned anything. They haven't even joking mentioned, oh, you know, we had to do this again or that again or whatever. There's been a bit of a shake-up, obviously, at the top there, so maybe they won't. I don't know how well they go down. Obviously, it's mainly about the hobby, sort of the Hornby side of the business, or they did do about other parts, but it's mainly about Hornby, and I don't think sometimes they came out terribly well. So I don't know whether they'll do it again. You would hope they would, because it's quite entertaining, and of course you get to see all the guys, and you get to see the designers doing things, and you get to see Luke doing his research work and things like that. It's really cool, but I haven't heard anything at all. So yeah, probably they are, because they won't tell me anything. E1, that's E1. I've done an E1. There's 2 lots of E1s. Why didn't you tell me there's 2 E1s? Honestly, you do your best. There's 2 E1s and I only need 1. That's ridiculous. I do need a C6 though. Sounds like a backbone part you need. I do need a C6. Yeah, there we go. Got to go, Julian. Thanks so much for you to dropping by. Lovely to hear from you. Look forward to seeing you on the Facebook group as usual. Have a lovely weekend, my friend. And it just gravitates the unusual. I know, mate. You know me. I like really unusual stuff. I have really unusual stuff. It just, just gives a bit of a break from some of the more straightforward, sensible things, if you like. And also, the more unusual they are, the less likely you are to be able to, for someone to say, "Oh, that's not right," because dot 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 dot. So you know what? There's only one photograph of it, so yeah, make it as I want, really. That's how I feel, anyway. Right, I'm going to put this. Try and concentrate on doing this. It's a rangefinder, I guess. It's a rangefinder. There we go. So, yeah, there we are. That's better. Fore and aft for entering port. Yeah. Yes, Michael. So, yeah, a couple of them, a couple of C5s. I think the 46 and the 47, both had contra-rotating props. 46 was the one without the wing fold mechanism, from what I remember. It's funny, I was reading just the other day, I was reading something about Korea and my dad's squadron, 800 squadron, flying C5s and all that, and he said that they suffered a lot from buckling on the tail, because they really weren't designed for all of this. Oh, Mark, good to see you. Oh, Kip on antibiotics. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Get in touch, on email or let me know how you're doing. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, they were saying that they were in Korea and they're buckling the back ends of these Seafires and they needed some replacements. And they were finding it difficult getting replacements for these Seafire 47s and the Firefly Mark 1s on Triumph, 800 and 827 Squadron respectively, because they were no longer deemed to be frontline aircraft, they were reserve aircraft, so there weren't any immediately to hand. So, well, hang on, these are reserve aircraft, not frontline aircraft anymore, and yet here we are in Korea flying combat missions every day with these things that you're telling us are no longer frontline aircraft, and you haven't got any replacements. So, absolutely astonishing. Astonishing. They were stripping bits off of planes here, there, just trying to keep them flying. The crews on those ships were just amazing, I have to say. You know, the crews on most ships are pretty amazing for these things, but you know, when you're at war and you've got to try and make these things fly without actually killing the pilots and observers on the Firefly, and there's no spares, or there's very few spares, and you know, you're under pressure to get 5 Seafires ready for a mission tomorrow, and you think, well, 3 of them are actually airworthy right this very moment, we'll do what we can with the rest, and you still manage to get them out and flying. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Righty, so yeah, let's see how these. I'm not sure about that. Not sure about that. Definitely not sure about that, but hey, life is just like a box of chocolates or whatever. Okay, I have to take those off. Okay. Sorry, there's some bits I've got to take off. I didn't think I had to take off. Otherwise these parts of the funnel will not join together. And that won't work. Okay. So, yeah, so the weekend is the Martin Handerside. Lovely kit, lovely plastic. Nice hard solid plastic. It should go together very well. Hope it will anyway, because don't want to waste it, don't do a bad job. The rigging's going to be fun, but I've got some rigging thread. Now the spandex type ones, you know, it was made by Ushi, but it was then sold under Ammo brand. Ammo did a brand one. So that would be cool. Be interesting to see what other people. I was going to do the Lippish P13, you know, the ramjet fighter, which is 1/48th as well. But then I just thought, no, I'm going to do the Handerside. It's much more fun. So that's what I've done. That's what I'm going to do rather tomorrow. You know, I'm itching to get some. It's kind of like, oh, I want to do a bit. Got to get it sprayed. Got to get it primed. Got to do something. Can't do anything till the go at 7:30 tomorrow night. Can't do anything to it. You're just sitting there, waiting for some love and attention that I will be piling on it over the weekend. There we go. Got a couple of these funnels to do. That's in there. There we go. Richard, oh John, dude, yeah, yes, I will be interacting in 48. 18:30 is that like an hour before the actual official kickoff? Because the official kickoff is 19:30, or is it 18:30 somewhere else? I don't know. Look, tomorrow night, check it out on the Model Officers Mess YouTube channel. There'll be links there to the Discord site if you want to join in and start just having a chat, or you know, make some models yourself. And 6:30 GMT. Of course, yeah, John. It starts. I think from memory it was 7:30 in the evening local time. So for you guys in Australia, it's 6:30 GMT. So yeah, we will be there, my friend. I definitely will be there. So very, very best of luck. And thank you, John, and everyone else who's involved in the organisation of this amazing event this year. Really, thanks so much for your time and your expertise. I'll be there, mate. Don't you worry. The release date for the ICM 148 Marauder is the 23rd of this month, and I have one coming when it's released, so about second week of April mine hopefully will arrive. I'm very excited, and whatever I'm doing at that time will just get dropped because I really want to make that Marauder. Do a inbox review first and then build the thing, and everything else will get put to the side while I'm doing that, because I've been so excited about that Marauder for such a long time. I hope it's as good as I hope it will be, judging by their other recent things like the Junkers 88, which is a beautiful kit, and the KI-21, which is a nice kit as well, the Japanese KI-21. They are looking lovely these days, ICM kits. Have to say, really looking nice as far as I'm concerned. Also, at the same time, they're doing the figures for the mobile chapel. Just in case you were wondering when they may come along, they'll be released on the 23rd as well. I must, you know, I do say it from time to time, but I must say I'm constantly amazed by ICM being able to every month send me an email. Here are, this is what we're releasing, what would you like? And like a lot of it's completely new stuff, completely, you know, new tooling and all that. And they're at war. They're at war with Russia, for goodness sakes, you know. Absolutely crazy. Yes, Airfix's 148th Hawk T1. Ah, you'll do that, John. Damn, dude, you'll have so much time to spare. You'll be thinking, what else could I have made? I could have made a 48th Lancaster in that time. Goodness, you'll do really, mate. Don't you worry. You're going to absolutely smash it. I know you will. I absolutely know you will. You're an awesome model maker, my friend. And a lovely idea to do 100 Squadrons anniversary. Some Spitfire 19 PRs had the contra-rotating props. I guess being PR aircraft, they were looking at going high, and they were sort of running out of air for the props at high altitude, I'm guessing. So contra-rotating would make a lot of sense to try and sort of scrabble some thrust out of whatever air was left up there at high altitude, like 40 odd thousand feet, whatever. Sorry. ACF Nugget would love to build an ICM kit, but they're aircraft in too big a scale for me. Yes, a lot of them are. I would say they do a really nice 1/72nd scale Bronco. That's a lovely kit. Yeah, they don't do a lot else in 1/72nd these days. They have in the past, and some of them are like older older molds and stuff, and they weren't that good some years ago. Now their stuff is lovely, generally speaking. Their vehicles are amazing. I mean, properly amazing. I was looking at is it the SDKFZ earlier, and it had like some insane number of parts. What is it? 315 parts for that, plus the figures. 315. Absolutely amazing. Really nice. Really, really nice kits. Jake, how you doing, fella? Good to see you along. Right, so actually making some progress here with my ship, with my HMS Hood. I've just put the baffles on top of the funnels now. Okay. So the other thing I was thinking of for the 48 group build was the Eon Eton, the glider. Needs loads and loads and loads of rigging. I can probably put the kit together in like 5 minutes, but take the rest of the weekend to do the rigging. And I thought, no, I'll just do something a bit more achievable. But I will do that Eon Eton soon because it does look a lovely kit to make. Andy, it looks very complicated for a naked kit. Well, I guess it is because it's a battleship or battle cruiser, technically. Do excuse me, please. So yeah, it is a little bit I think it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. I mean, it's this one. I mean, there's a couple of parts in here that are only there for moulding reasons. I suspect that they just add to this deck. There's one part here, a couple of parts here, and bits and pieces. It's not that complicated compared to, say, an actual like kit of the hood. But yeah, by a lot of cartoon kit standards, it is a little complex, but it's lovely. 140's got a lot of manufacturer, better range of types and colour schemes. Yeah, I think 48th is definitely becoming more and more like the preferred scale for a lot of manufacturers. Back in back in the dinosaur days, we never really used to see 148 scale kits. Everything I made was 172nd Airfix and Matchbox and whatever. 148th was really quite exotic. I definitely never got anywhere near them. Nowadays, there's loads of 48 scale. I mean, I'm looking up there. Got the BF109s, Fokker 190, Zero, strange what if things. Loads and loads and loads of 48s up there. I mean, loads. Which is good, because you can get that extra touch of detail in there, I guess. The rivet lines and whatever are just that little bit more prominent, easier to highlight, or whatever. But of course, they're big. They can be big. The Gotha 244 that I did the box review of, the engined version of the glider transfer. It's like 1/2 metre wide, 1.5 metre wide when you make it. That's huge. I've got a shelf that big. So, tricky stuff. Phil, building the Airfix Vintage Classics hood with the white ensign models photo etch. I feel your pain, mate. As I say, I'm going to have to get the white ensign set for my Aramosh, and I know from experience there's an awful lot of stuff on there. I really loads and loads and loads of lot. Jake, building the Hawk Hunter. What? Well, I don't know if it's a lovely. Great, if it's a lovely kit, because it is a gorgeous aeroplane. It is definitely one of my favourite planes of all time. I think the prettiest jet aircraft ever built. Still have a lot of love for the Lightning, but the Lightning just makes it look like if you're on the wrong end of it, your day is about to go very, very badly. The Hunter, whoa, just beautiful, Do excuse me, please. The Hunter, the lines of the Hunter are just exquisite. If ever a plane looked, you look at a prototype of that when it comes pushed out of the hangar for the first time in the light of day, and you think, we're going to start that up in a minute. I can tell you right now, it's going to fly like a dream. I know for sure that is going to fly like an absolute dream. And then when we develop it, it's just going to get better. It's an absolute thoroughbred and just beautiful thing. Do like a hunter. Emma, nice monogram Grumman Avenger. I'm sure. Oh yeah, in 48th, amazing thing. Jake, no room for 48th. Do you know what? I would say probably unless you're going to do some Fleet Air Arm stuff with folding wings. Yeah, it is a problem. I struggle to figure out where to put a lot of this stuff in 48th. There really isn't very much of it on show in the house anyway, because it's just too big. When we get to things like the Marauder or even the Bronco, it's still quite a chunky old thing in 48th. They're really difficult to show off anyway. B8, what's that? That's E10. Oh, I need an E10. I do need. Oh, there it is. I don't know if Revell are still making the old, still using the old Matchbox molds. Or whether they've remade the molds. I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm sure Scalemates will tell you whether it's still basically the same tooling. Whether it is the same actual molds, I could not say, I'm afraid. You know, the Hunter was designed by a human being. Absolutely. I mean, Sidney Cam, what a genius that man was. You know, look at the Hawker Tomtit he designed. His first major design for Hawkers was the Hawker Tomtit. Lightweight biplane. You know, it's like twice the weight of me, roughly. I mean, it's like, excuse me, for an aircraft, really lightweight. I'm not lightweight, but for an aeroplane, two of me is very, very lightweight, very little weight indeed. Yeah, and then you think of all the other planes he was involved with. I mean, Hurricane, for goodness sakes. Hunter. Harrier. I mean, the way your mind has to think differently in design priorities for transonic jets that are capable of vertical takeoff and landing compared with a biplane that's got to be really light but actually be relatively efficient and fast. The changes you have to think of are amazing, and that you can get around it. And of course, as you go further into things like transonics, you're getting into compressibility effects and all the rest of it, and your mind has to deal with a totally different type of aerodynamics. And you know, the fact that not only could they do it, but they could actually be that creative within those changing parameters of their science was just awesome. Awesomely brilliant people, the likes of Sidney Cam. I really do think so. Yeah, the Edward. Yeah, I've got a couple of, well, 3 Edward 109s up there, and I can't wait to start on one of them at least. The Focke-Wulf TA183 I bought. I got the weekend, given it the weekend. Is that 148th? Yes, it is. It's the Tamiya one, and it comes with the little Kettenkraft Rad motorbike half-track thing and a driver. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Had the distinct pleasure of seeing G Hunt at air shows in the early 80s. Absolutely, they were beautiful planes. The air shows. Having been in the cadets, I was lucky enough to see. Went to one camp, went to Broadie in South Wales, and they were just transitioning from Hunters to Hawks at Tactical Weapons Unit. I only remembered this though because I was thinking I'm going to make the Jet Provost, the gift set of the Jet Provost, because the gift set of the Tomahawk has done really well on the channel. I've got a JP to do, and I wanted to do it in the camouflage colours because they used a Jet Provost there to teach forward air controllers, so it's fully camouflaged and all that. And there weren't many JPs that were fully camouflaged, So and I thought, oh, I remember that, and I spent a day or just the afternoon, quite a long time, in the traffic control caravan at the end of the runway. You know, where the chaps, if there's a problem, the chaps are checking everyone's landing. If they haven't got their gear down, they pop out and fire off a red flare and tell them to go around again. And just watching hunters and hawks landing and taking off all day, absolutely delightful. They're just a wonderful machine, just a wonderful machine. Dear, B. This is B. B8. Those are B8s. Okay. Oh, Phil went to Sydney Cam's house. Got a full-size Hurricane in the garden. I should think so too. I'm surprised I've got everything else as well. Get one of everything in there. One of everything he designed that you can still see. Chuck it in there as a monument to an absolute genius of design. No less so, I have to say, of course, in terms of genius, were the people who flew them in those early days, like Neville Duke, whose Tomahawk I just made, went on to break the world speed record, I believe, speed record in a Hunter. He was flying the other Tomahawk in the war. Later, flying all sorts of wonderful things, and earlier than that, he'd been flying, tiger moths and stuff like that. Learning on a tiger moth, all the way up to, breaking world records in hunters, and then more. Right, B Beaumont. I don't know what I can't remember what B learned on. Whether it was a tiger or whether he was in the Commonwealth program. Probably tiger moths. I think he learned just before the war. Ended up leading Typhoon Wing, Tempest Wing. Yeah, Tempest Wing. And then became a test pilot for English Electric. Test for the Canberra, the Lightning, then the TSR2. Having learned to fly on a biplane. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Bobby, Matchbox did a strike master. They definitely did. I did see on Facebook someone had put up that the guys from Airfix had been at some museum or other scanning a strike master. So I'm guessing won't be this year because it'll be too soon. Maybe next year they'll be doing a JP5 and maybe a strike master as well. Because the Strike Master is just a sort of derivation of Jet Provost 5, differs from the 3 and 4 by having the angled canopy because it's got a pressurized canopy, which the 3 and 4 didn't have. So, I reckon next year they'll be bringing that out. You've heard it here first, folks. Well, no, you would have heard it here second if you'd have seen it on Facebook first. But you know what I mean. I reckon next year. I don't think it's going to be in time for this year, but I think next year they will be doing a Jet Provost. I suspect in 148th, JP5, and they'll also then release it as a Strike Master. I suspect. Is it B9? No, on D9 and C1. They have one in the program. Yeah, they do. Emma, they do. I'm sure they do. They have lots of things in the program. They will not tell me. It's not like I'm going to go around telling everyone what they're up to. I just like to know what they're doing so I can plan. And they don't suddenly throw things at me and suddenly say, oh yeah, you know that thing you've just put on the channel? Well, we've just released a brand new one, which is what they did with the ME410. Swines. Mystic Mug, yeah, well, I'll be having a word with Mystic Mug about this. Yeah, Mystic Facebook, I found it on. Let's see one. D9. D9 was D. D, 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 D. That's that D. Yes, this is D. D9. There we go. 124th. And that ain't going to be 124th. I do not see it being 124th. I think it'd be 148th. Be interesting what the next 124th will be, though. I keep hearing about the Mark 8 Spitfire, which they're supposed to be making in 124th, but then that's just like a derivative of the Mark 9 that they currently have. It's easy enough to change into a Mark 8. But what will be the next big 124th kit, do you reckon? What do you reckon it will be? Will it go BF1 and 9? Will it stay Allied? And they've done the Typhoon and the Hellcat. And obviously the Spitfire. What would they go with next? What do you think? What do you think they'll go with next? What would you like them to do next is another thing, of course. And obviously my first thing is, C547, thanks. 124th scale. Can't be that much difference. But yes, it is. Almost everything will be different. But, yeah. P47, yeah, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. I don't know what their it's difficult to know what their thought processes are sometimes on these 124th scale kits. You never know how they figure out what they're going to do. Obviously the Spitfire is an absolute no-brainer in a lot of ways, because Spitfire's a Spitfire and they're going to sell everyone they make because people buy Spitfires. Will they do a Hurricane, for example? Will they do that? 24th ME262. It's possible they could do a nice job on the engine. Have an open engine on it. Have all the covers off the engine. Do something really nice. Yeah, Hurricane. Yeah. I think a decent Hurricane in 1/24th could be a bit of a winner for them. As you say, Bar does one as well. I'm sure you had Polish squadrons as well, famously in the Battle of Britain, that did so well in the Battle of Britain and during the rest of the war. I'm sure there's all sorts that they can think of. Would be nice to have an air-fixed 24th Hurricane, I think. Oh, dear. There we go. 1/48th Jag. Yeah, I'd love to see a 1/24th scale Jaguar made by Airfix. Yeah. It would be a lovely kit. I've had I've been doing a lot about Jaguar recently on this site, so you never know. Zero. That would be pretty groovy. I don't know if they've ever done any thing in Japanese in that scale, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I think myself, I think the Hurricanes are more likely because it's British and all the rest of it. But there are certainly a lot of other things that have a good shout for them, a good reason why they would be there. C3, C2, and C3. I'll put C. Which one's that? That's D. There we go. C2 and C3, there we go. Will a manufacturer pay loads of bucks to have a Masters of the Air? They would probably have to, they would have to pay an awful lot of money, and they'd have to pay a load of money to Boeing as well, no doubt. for the use of the name and the whatever, however it works. I'm not entirely sure what makes them think they need to charge for the trademark, because it's not like you're making a real aeroplane and passing it off. It's not like people think, oh, this must be a Boeing product when it's got Airfix all over the logos. Anyway, that's a bugbear of mine. I think it's ridiculous what they do. A Corsair. Now, a Corsair in 24th would be fun. Fleet Air, I've used a lot of them. Fleet Air, I actually knew how to fly them as well and land them. With a bit of messing with the wingtips to make them fit in the carrier. They also got rid of some of the less attractive handling qualities at low speed, of course. Ferry Firefly Mark 5 in 124. Interesting idea. I do like a Firefly. Excuse me. Boeing needs a few, Bob. Yeah, they probably do after all the trouble they've had with the Max, 747 Max in recent months and historically. They probably do need a few quid to bolster their profits. Oh. Flew on a 777-300ER recently, and that's a lovely plane. Gosh, the oomph it has on takeoff is phenomenal. Really incredible. I think that's had CF engines, the General Electric engines, rather than the Rolls-Royce ones. And my goodness, it had some belt getting off. Of course, it has to be able to take off with one engine failed. So the aircraft has to be able to take off at maximum takeoff weight on one engine. So when both of them are running, you've got twice as much power as technically you need to get into the air. So it rockets out. Absolutely amazing. Really cool. Revell do like licensing. Yes, they do. But then, yeah, Revell will do they'll do some licensing on the Top Gun franchise and get an F-18 D rather than an F-18A like Airfix did. So it's actually the right aircraft for the second movie rather than one that looks absolutely awful. So anyway, yeah, you know, you got you pay your money, you take your choice. I suppose as a kit manufacturer, you got to pay these people for their design work and all that, whatever, like they really need it, of course. Yeah, 124th Blackburn Rock. No, please do not even joke about it. That would be awful, especially as a float plane. A Beaufighter in 24th, not as far as I'm aware. Obviously, they famously did the Mozzie in 124th. There's a vintage classics that will save their collective fortunes, wouldn't it, eh? Don't remember a Beaufighter. Apologies for late arrival. Working. What have I missed? I don't know. You missed me doing this much of my egg kit and continuing to do so. You've missed a lot of my coffee, and I don't know. I don't know what else is in this, guys. I'm struggling. I'm struggling here to remember my own name half the time. Quality banter is what you've missed. Quality banter. That's the point. You've also missed me remind everyone to check out the 48-hour group build over this weekend on the Model Officers Mess website, and sign up to their Discord if you want to and join in. Either make a kit or just join in some of the banter and chat. That's going to be run by the Friends of Models for Heroes on their Discord page, but all the links are on the Model Officers Mess Facebook page. And I'm making a Martin Handesite in 148 for that. A few subs. Yes, I haven't been keeping up with my IPA. Thanks for reminding me, Simon. My throat does get quite sore. There we go. Lovely. So, I really hope all you guys have a lovely weekend and a lovely weekend of model making if you can, obviously. There's plenty out there to be doing. I'm sure you've all got plenty of stuff to do in your respective stashes. I know I have quite a lot to do. I filmed four inbox reviews today, and I need to get those edited down and things like that. Obviously, I've done the graphics for them. Need to do the voiceovers and things like that, which, as you can imagine, at the moment, voiceovers not my strong point. Still battling allergy, not the sinus infection part, which was truly appalling, but still, as I've mentioned, if you get any sort of respiratory tract infection, these just go straight into my throat and my chest, and that's it. And it will stay there for ages. So I'm not the most lucid and chatty and loquacious, good word, person normally, but this really doesn't help, to be perfectly frank. But we battle on. We struggle through manfully. We do our best. Something. Not finished build. You've not finished build. Oh, substitute. You just joined. Yeah, a little bit later. Error, son. Yes, I haven't forgotten that. Andy, you're right. Not finished building a Bristol Bowfighter in 172nd. It's lovely. I really like that Bowfighter. The FX one in 172nd is lovely kit. 148th Russian stuff. Oh, I-16s and I-153s. Very nice. Who makes a decent F4 Phantom kit? Well, in 172nd FX do, but I don't know what other scale you mean. And I don't know what other type. I mean, people say the Zwiecki Mura is nice and things like that. I don't know. I've never made one. But for the RAF, Mengdu, yes, Bobby, yes, Mengdu indeed. Apparently make a very good Phantom as well. Just need to check out one thing. B1. Get my, not the aircraft, the part number B1. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. The IPA and the LEM6. Yeah, I don't do LEM6 very much. I just do hot honey and lemon and ginger, and that's just, I don't like LEM6. I don't like the taste of it, sadly. But I know you're not drinking these things for the taste. You drink it because it's medicinal, and medicinal things are really realistically likely to taste pretty awful. But I just can't bear it. So I have hot honey, lemon, and ginger, fresh lemons, a nice dollop of honey, loads of hot water, and then take some paracetamol. Pretty much the same sort of thing. I think it just tastes a lot nicer. That's why I am. Alright, meant not long finished building. Oh, right, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it, Anna. I really enjoyed that Bowfighter. I really did. Absolutely, really enjoyed it. Yeah, Jake, support your local model shops. Absolutely. I do a lot of stuff with a lot of online guys, but yes, your local model shops, if you have one. I mean, not everyone does, obviously, but if you do have a local model shop, please do try and support them, because they are really good things, really good people generally as well. Know their stuff in general, and quite often just go along and have a nice chat. And okay, you might end up walking outside with something, but it's not the end of the world if you do. So a good brandy takes some beating. Yeah, well, yes, it does. Rum is good as well. It's the sugar. I'm sure it's the sugar in it that does you good. The alcohol's just an accessory thing that happens to be in there, obviously. Yeah, it's the rum that does the trick. It's the sugar in the rum that does the trick. That's what I reckon. Gary, a lot of people would say, they wish they had a good model shop. If you haven't got a good model shop, then cultivate a relationship with a good online store. A lot of real world, as it were, model companies like Modelworks in New Haven have an online presence as well, and you can phone them and chat with them. James Skiffins, who runs Spruebox.co.uk, he's the guy behind the 48-hour build. He's got an online shop, but he's really happy if you email him and chat with him about what you need and what you'd like to do. That helps as well. So Andy, cash can be a bit of a problem. I think that really one of the things Jake says is basically don't get yourself into masses of debt just to buy a load of kits. And it's very easy to do, as we all know. It's very easy to use that plastic a little bit too freely and end up with an awful lots of bits of plastic that we really don't need. But we think we do need. We think we need, but we don't. And it's not a good thing. So just be careful with what you spend, but buy something good. It's much better to spend some bit of money on something good than a lot of money on things you're never ever going to build. Andy, yeah, I like Modelworks. I love them. I like the guys there a lot. And as you know, that they're part of Plastech, or it's owned by the bloke who owns Plastech, I should say, who make Spitfires for Airfix, the 124 Spitfires. So they really know what they're talking about when they're all very passionate model makers and really good modelers, as well as, I've seen them in the store, and you're thinking, you could have just sold that bloke like 100 quid's worth of plastic and he'd have probably gone away with it, but he probably wouldn't have been so happy with it, and they've actually sold him something like 20 quid. 25 quid or something. But of course, what's going to happen is that boy's going to come back. Excuse me. He's going to come back because he trusts you, that you're not trying to rip him off. You're there to help him enjoy the hobby, and that's what a good model shop is all about. Whether it's online or whether it's in the real world. If it's in the real world, obviously it's a lot easier to actually talk to them and stuff. But a lot of the online ones do have good communications. You can phone them or email them and they will help you out. Yeah, Jake, remember when model shops have finished models on display? Again, a lot of them still do. Again, sorry to sound like a broken record, you get the Modelworks, there's loads of them on display there. One of them is a absolutely beautiful job on the ICM 148 scale Heinkel 111Z, the Civic, the one with the two fuselages. Actually, I think it's the boss's son made it. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful kit. One side is done as a cutaway. Amazing model making skills there. They do have a strange obsession with car kits. Yeah, they do, but you know what? No, I'm not going to get a strange obsession with car kits, but I can kind of see what they do. And also, you can learn a lot from car manufacturers, car kits, in terms of things like getting proper gloss finishes and stuff like that. There's a lot of crossover between different types of modelling. I think I could always learn from everyone on all sorts of different things. I think it might be, apart from the weapons, that might be a lot of the. I think that's on there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm going to put that on. Am I? No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to put that on. There we go. I'm going to put this on now. Just so you can see I've actually done something today of value. Yay. Oh! There we go! Ta-da! So there we have a bit of HMS Hood. There we go. Done most of the superstructure. There's some weapons to go on, another mast to finish off, gun laying things and whatever. But generally speaking, that's pretty cool. So next time it will be the guns and the hull, probably, and some paint. So there we go. It's 10:05. Time, as usual, has absolutely flown by. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the evening. I certainly have. Learned a lot. Had some fun. Had a beer. What's not to like? Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you can get involved with the 48-hour group build, 48 and 48 group build, please do. Even just come along, watch some of the live streams, watch some of the stuff going on, enjoy the bands and join in with some of that. But otherwise, happy modelling. Have a great weekend. I will see you for Monday Matters as well. Take very, very good care of yourselves, and I'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye-bye.